to address you all on the Commission of Inquiry into the tragic death of the 4 LMCS employees at the end of February of this year. As you all know, shortly after this incident took place, the government took a decision to appoint a Commission of Inquiry to look into the circumstances surrounding this tragic occasion where 4 LMCS Limited divers lost their lives. We appointed the esteemed the Honorable Mr. Justice Dennis Morrison out of Jamaica, a very well-known, experienced jurist from Jamaica to lead this, to chair it, and Mr. Gregory Wilson, a subsea specialist, to provide him with support. And it will be a 2-man Commission of Inquiry with Mr. Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj and his team as counsel to the Commission. Within the past few days, I've received the resignation of Mr. Justice Dennis Morrison for personal reasons, and we can't expand. He didn't expand on the personal reasons, so I'd like to take the opportunity to thank Mr. Justice Dennis Morrison for agreeing initially to undertake the task. As you all are aware, he came, he was sworn in, he met with counsel to commission. A lot of work has been going on between the 2 commissioners and Mr. Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj and his team, the setting up of the secretariat for the commission. All of that has been taking place. I'm pleased to say that Cabinet has today immediately approved and confirmed a replacement for Mr. Justice Dennis Morrison, and that replacement, who came very highly recommended, is a Mr. Jerome Lynch, Queen's Counsel. Mr. Jerome Lynch is a Queen's Counsel, Jamaican-born, has practiced in London and within recent times in Bermuda and other areas of the Caribbean. As I say, he's Jamaican-born, so he has an understanding of the setting in our Caribbean region. I was just going through his CV, so he has accepted, and Cabinet has today approved and confirmed Mr. Jerome Lynch QC to be the replacement for Mr. Justice Dennis Morrison as the chairman of this Commission of Inquiry. Just to give you a bit of his background, he was called to the bar at Lincoln's Inn in 1983. I offer my sympathy to him for that. I was Gray's Inn, which is a much better bar. He took silk in 2000. He became a bencher of Lincoln's Inn in 2008, and he's practiced extensively and has a lot of experience. So we look forward to welcoming Mr. Lynch. One of the discussions I had with him before he undertook the task, subject to Cabinet's approval, of being the chairman of this Commission of Inquiry, is that they would be able to stick to the original timetables that they set out when Mr. Justice Morrison was here, and that Mr. Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj, Senior Counsel, has been talking to the population about, which is the commencement of their procedural hearings in the month of August. That is still on track. Mr. Lynch is going to get here. We're going to have him sworn in the shortest possible time frame. Hopefully we'll be able to make that announcement very shortly. I'm actually aiming at next week, but we have to make the necessary arrangements. And they're not going to break the stride. I've been in constant contact with Mr. Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj as well as Mr. Gregory Wilson, and they've given the assurance that they've continued to do the work. I know the secretariat is being set up. We had appointed a secretary to the Commission of Inquiry, and Mr. Lynch understands the task, and he is very much up for it. So I look forward to us being able to welcome the new chairman of this Commission of Inquiry, Mr. Jerome Lynch, to Trinidad and Tobago to undertake this task and for it to proceed. Of course, you all would recall at the outset, shortly after this tragic incident, the government had announced that we would have had statutory inquiry coming out of the Ministry of Energy. There was a lot of uproar from the opposition at that time. That would have been long completed because the time frame for that would have been 45 days. We did caution at the time with a Commission of Inquiry. It is outside of the government's control. There must be an independent Commission of Inquiry. We are not the ones setting their timetable, setting the time frame. They are the ones who have done so. I'm assured that they will continue to try to keep to the procedural hearings in August, and in short time frame I expect Mr. Lynch, Mr. Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj, and the second commissioner, Mr. Wilson, to be able to talk to the population and say what is their intention in keeping this timetable. So I thank you all for that. I will take any questions.